My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Monster Train 2. Time to set up a new run. We have unlocked the Lazarus League. The Lazarus League clan mix in powers of the mad scientists and their dangerous experiments. Their power over life and death will lead to victory. And if it doesn't, you can always use the pieces they leave behind. We'll take Lazarus League as our first, and as our second, we will go with our lowest level. So that'll be the Under Legion. As for their Pyre Heart, we unlocked Malika's Shifting Pyre in the last episode, and that was all drafted cards now appear with an upgrade. There's also Aqua's Reservation, which we still haven't used. Once per battle, select the heart to gain 3 Ember. I'm going to take Malika's Shifting Pyre. We unlocked it more recently, but also, I think that sounds really powerful. It doesn't have to be an especially good upgrade. I don't typically end up putting a full stack of upgrades on most cards. So it'll just increase the base power level. We also have Covenant rank 4 added on top of our previous ones. Bosses have increased damage and health, and non-flying bosses have an additional mechanic. On top of merchant reroll costs are 50% higher, purge scale costs 50% higher, battles have additional enemies, and enemies are stronger. On top of an additional random cards, or five additional random cards added to your starting deck. Ooh, mix. This is the 1 Ember spell. We'll have 5 copies of this courtesy of having the Lazarus League. Mix says, create a new infusion card if you don't have one. Otherwise, upgrade the infusion you do have. You have 2 random options to choose from. And we also have the champion here, the leader, Orechi. I think it's Orochi? Orochi? Look, I'm gonna lean on the side of Orochi at the moment. Feel free to tell me if I'm just embarrassing myself entirely. Is there a canon pronunciation of this? Fired from academia, Dr. Orochi returned to his family's estate in Transylvania and set up a private laboratory. No one in hell quite knows what he does, but many know not to set a foot inside, lest it stay. Alright, let's depart. So Masters over life and death, immediately I'm thinking like, oh, okay, we might be able to bring back some of the units that really want to die from the mushrooms. We start with 2 copies of the Overworked Assistant, 0 Ember, 1 Size, has Reanimate 1. Reanimate, of course, says when the unit dies for the first time, it'll lose a stack of Reanimate, but be resummoned with only 1 health remaining. And also has on Incant, so when you play a spell on its floor, gain Unstable 4. If a unit's unstable is less or than... Sorry, if a unit's HP is less than or equal to the stacks of unstable at the end of combat, they die. On death, they explode, dealing damage equal to their stacks onto enemies on the floor. Okay, right, so you explode. You are a bomb. I put you in the back line, I cast a bunch of spells on the floor, and then you go bye-bye and explode. Hell yeah. Also got spawning pods, 2 Ember to consume and spawn 4. Again, with spawn, that is the Under Legion mechanic, it's going to summon equal to the number of spawn triggers, a number of fungi at the front of the floor, as well as triggering rally for each of them. And then finally we have the Prickly Puffball, 1 Ember, 2 Size, on Revenge, applied decay 5 to the attacker. Cool. Seraph Eternus of Eternity is going to be sapping my units, I'm usually fine with that. Archeon pushes attacked units to the back. Okay, so I may need a little bit more ability to control my own units? Actually, you'll probably only end up knocking back fungi. Interesting. But if I have fungi at the back of the floor, and then I summon new fungi, so spawn new fungi, will that move them to the front? We'll try and find out before we need to. Upgrade our champion. Ooh, okay. We've got Mad Scientist. Gives an incant trigger to Orochi. Apply Unstable 4 to enemy units. So you can apply Unstable to your own units, obviously with the Overworked Assistant, or the enemy units, but it doesn't matter because the unstable keyword specifically says when it explodes, it deals damage equal to stacks to enemies on the floor. So it always deals damage to the enemies. Excellent. Brewmaster, small concoction, cooldown of 3 is the ability small concoction to mix with a cooldown of 3. Sorry, ended up interrupting myself to repeat myself there. I mean, considering I already have these 2 overworked assistants, I could totally see just like a spell line. Let's try that. Also got Herzl Sword here. Increase the number of choices when making mix by 1, or Golden Idol. Trial gold rewards are increased by 50%. Getting that this early? Oh, that's pretty powerful. That said, I feel like increasing the number of choices in the mix is going to teach me a lot more about the Lazarus clan a lot more quickly. So show me. Enemies can enter with Titan skin, I don't mind. Okay, so I'm thinking Prickly Popple at front, Orochi. Behind you will be one of the mad scientists. Sorry, the overworked assistants, rather. There we go. Alright, let's start out with the secret ingredient mix. Let's see how that goes. Choose a new elixir. All 0 Ember. All spells. Blast Infusion has infusion. This card cannot be discarded or copied for any reason and is not discarded at the end of the turn. While in your hand, mix effects will upgrade this card instead of creating a new one. However, if I were to play it, it would purge. So it would be removed from the deck for the rest of the run. And it just applies Unstable 5. Madman Infusion for Regen 2 or Goliath Infusion for Rage 4. It's definitely going to be Madman Infusion so that I can try and keep my frontline healthy. And then I'll likely be looking to upgrade that. Just not yet. We'll also pop Spawning Pods on the bottom line. Interesting. This unit has an exclamation mark next to it? What are you trying to tell me? Let's slow this down so I can see what that means on resolution. I guess just that it dies to an effect after combat? Why doesn't that just show an X instead then? Okay, Collector on the next line's already got that for us. We're good. Conscripts, sure. I'll probably just throw down 2 conscripts and a secret ingredient, so we'll start with this. Oh. So we can upgrade our Madman Infusion with Reanimate 1, apply Regen 4 instead of Regen 2, or also add some spikes. I'm going to increase the regen, and I'm going to try and do that again. Then throw down a conscript. I could throw down another one if I really wanted to. I wonder if I might benefit more from just getting a Spear Steward on the next line. Get him, overworked assistant. Alright, game speed back up. Okay, 2 more secret ingredients. That'll be handy. Again, I'll increase the regen. 2 more times. I guess Prickly Puffball is who I want to inherit that regen at some point. I can hold it in hand. Oh, wow. We succeed this line by 1 health. That said, we'll change the balance of that a little bit here. Yeah, there we go. Top line dies due to instability. These enemies don't attack at all, which is unfortunately making it hard for me to trigger my revenge on them. Okay, this is actually just going to be a kind of standard slogfest then. That's not what I thought was going to go on. Oh, no, wait, right. Okay, no. Yeah, it's changed. The enemy was sapped of all of their damage. They eventually had some, so they did start triggering revenge from the football. The Forevermore Serum also starts with a Holy Stone in. So 1 Ember in order to consume, apply Reanimate 1, and also heal your Pyre cost. Heal your Pyre equal to the spell's cost, so 1. It's also Sanguine Assistant. 1 Ember, 1 size assistant unit. Has Regen 10 and Grafts Vampire's Tooth. Interesting. What's your gem? Oh, Mossy Stone, right, that's giving them the Regen 10. I was like, why does this unit with 1 health have Regen 10? Graft means unit has equipment grafted to their body. When they die, the graft is severed for the rest of the combat, and then that equipment goes into your hand. Got it, that makes sense. So when I summon you, you would get a Vampire's Tooth giving you 15 more damage, as well as lifesteal, and on resolve gain lifesteal. Cool. Replicate Array. 3 Ember. Remove equipment from a friendly unit. Copy the unit. And this has had Consume removed from it. I'll be taking that one. We have the Infectory. 1 Ember Room card. Spawn 1 when a unit without troop dies. It's also Proliferate with Spell Chain already. Wow. I could use Spell Chain in order to increase as well as trigger instability. That's not bad. Consume, Spell Chain, and then Propagate on all units. Propagate increasing stat counts of both buffs on allies and debuffs on enemies. And Spell Chain meaning I'll get a second copy of that back in my hand. And then Green Recruit. 0 Ember cost, 1 size, on Extinguish, spawn 4. However, this thing has actually been given 25 additional health, which is kind of making it annoying. Actually, I think it might just be 20 health. So it's actually not going to die as quickly as I would usually want that kind of thing. I mean, it's going to be the Proliferate. It's the Spell Chain is incredible for us. Lazarus League banner, Merchant of Magic. Merchant of Magic, Lazarus League banner. I mean, I kind of do want to go 2 Lazarus League banners and 2 Merchants of Magic because I'm going with this big incant stacking situation. Let's look at the Merchant of Magic first. That's exactly what I was hoping to see here. Smolder Stone, upgrade a spell to gain -2 cost and gain Consume. However, Replicate Array says Eternal Stone, remove Consume. I am now going to give that spell Consume. What? It just reduced the cost by 2? This card can never gain Consume, courtesy of having that Eternal Stone. This is exactly what I was looking at when I was like, oh, it's removed Consume? I can lower its cost by 2 with a single upgrade for 35. Honestly, none of the rest of these super appeal. I could re-roll, but re-rolls are actually quite expensive. We get a Lazarus League banner and... ooh. Okay. A 2 Ember, 2 size test subject alpha has Quick, Sweep, and Spikes 3. Monstrosity type unit. So deals 5 damage to all enemies before combat starts. That's going to be that gem will have given them 3 spikes. Oh, 10 health and 3 spikes as well. Thornstone. Cool. Hydra Armed Horror. 2 Ember, 2 size, a monstrosity of 15/15 is endless due to an immortal stone that's being grafted to them. When equipped, the equipment is removed. Gain multi-strike 1. So this is a really good way to filter equipment out of the deck, get a bunch of benefits for equipping someone while getting to continue equipping them. I mean, I don't really have equipment in this deck at the moment, but I do kind of want to have a second line. Give me Hydra Arm Torah. I'll figure out how to make that work. Unfortunately, I won't be able to use the Replicate Array. Wait, hang on. Remove equipment from a friendly unit. Can I only target units that have equipment on them with the Replicate Array? Can I target, like, Hydra Arm Torah? Because it'll never have equipment on it. I'm gonna hold my money. Sure. Units can appear on every floor. That's fine. That just means I need to set up higher on the floor. Realistically, the Hydra Arm Torah actually is not good for me yet. Okay. I can't target units that don't have equipment on them. Got it. That makes sense. Ugh. Energizing Flautist is going to move all of these units to the second floor. Sorry, to the third floor, rather. Skipping the second floor. That's... I mean, all of the Forsaken that strike the Prickly Puffball will die, which is nice. I need to work down the health of the Haste Champion here, so I think it's Spawning Pod and Eager Conscript here on the bottom line. Other than that, obviously, I can run incant triggers on the top line next turn, but I can only do that next turn. This room has reached the unit limit on one of its sides. For that side, effects like Ascend and Descend will fail. If the enemy side is full, enemies moving up the train will bypass this room. Let's get you in the back line there, Overworked Assistant. Oh my god, I can proliferate your stacks of Reanimate. Oh, that seems cool. And also the fun guy, so let's do it. Alright, show me how that goes. I suppose I should summon just another unworked assistant on there. That worked out pretty well. Welcome to the top line. 4 more stacks of Reanimate. So this is just a bomb that's going to keep going off. Yeah, it's just going to be secret ingredient on this top floor constantly. Okay, so we have the same 3 infusions, just in a different order offered to us here. So do we always have only those 3? Increase the number of choices when using mix by 1. So maybe, usually you only see 2 of the 3 options, but I'm currently seeing all 3. I will take the opportunity here to... Oh, I can even use this to make general... Oh! Okay, so imagine if I infused that 3 different times with different charges. So I gave it regen and reanimate and also spikes. And then I put it on a unit, and then I propagated that unit. That unit is now gaining a stack of regen, spikes, and reanimate. Sick. This is such a sick deck. I feel like this is the kind of thing that, like, very suddenly dies to one mistake. Okay, never mind. I've spotted a fourth solution. Enfeebling Infusion. Apply SAP 1. I only want positive infusions, things that I want to put on my own units, please. There you go, damage shield. Some rage and some damage shield. Uh-huh. I want more propagate triggers. Ideally from spells, like if I can lower the cost, oh my god, if I can lower the cost of proliferate down to 0, that's very easy to do. So many things lower cost by 1, and then dupe it? Oh boy. Ah, things could get nutty. Look, I could play a boring amount of things on that bottom floor, or I could just get ready for my incant triggers. Okay, so I will lose my whole team, but so will the enemy. The prickly puffball with no damage will survive though. Let's see what I can do about that. Let's give you spikes. Then let's also give you reanimate. Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. I can give so many different stacks to you. So I think the exclamation mark is showing that the enemy dies to the unstable trigger and explodes, rather than dying to being hit by anything. Oh man, this puffball decay is great. Pseudoscience. Randomly apply either Lifesteal 2, Reanimate 1, or Spike 6. Cool. And also, this has -1 to its cost, so it's just free. That's cool. Potion Kit. 1 Ember, 4 health, and 8 damage. Equipment, that is. And also gives the ability Brew. So you can mix once every 3 turns with that unit. Brewing's fine. Like, I don't have anything against it. But, like, if I had Potion Kit in my deck, realistically, I have it in my deck so that I can filter it out of my deck with Hydra Armed Horror. Sanguine Assistant, Graft, Vampire's Tooth. I mean, you with Vampire's Tooth, actually, pretty good unit. Vampire's Tooth and 20 additional health, that is, to make sure that you can actually take advantage of your own lifesteal. And then you giving that lifesteal to someone else is also pretty good. I'm starting to regret having the Hydra Armed Horror at all, though. I really think I could do a lot more work with something like just Pseudoscience. Yeah, let's do incant triggers. Spawning Pods, another copy of this. We have 2 of them in the base deck. Consume, Permafrost, Spawn 4. Ooh, Glow Up! Oh no, this doesn't propagate all the units on the floor. Okay, Glow Up has a holdover already on it. So when you play it, it's on your draw pile's top card for the next turn. Glow Up is 1 Ember, Advance, and Propagate 2 on a single unit. And then finally Green Recruit. We've seen you before, and we've also seen you with that exact upgrade before on Extinguish Spawn 4. I will take Glow Up because lowering your cost makes just a Propagate card that propagates 2 every turn. And that will be good enough. Lazarus League banner. Hydra Arms Horror, another one. I think maybe no on that one. Hulking Mass, 2 Ember, 3 Size. Armor 40, Endless. When reanimated, gain armor 40. So the goal, I guess, is to give you reanimate, which, considering that I'm mixing brews consistently, is very simple to do. But do I want to? I'm kind of leaning towards taking neither of you. But I do need to have a second floor that can actually do something. if I gave you Reanimate and then just propagated those stacks on you, you would never die. That's pretty cool, which means I could put Prickly Puffball on a different floor, but the thing is Prickly Puffball wants to go on the same floor as Orochi, because then it leaves enough size that I can also play an Overworked Assistant, because each of those are 2 size, and the Overworked Assistant's 1. Hulking Mass being 3 size is kind of limiting my ability to use it here. There's no way I can justify getting a second Hydra-Armed Horror before I have a single piece of equipment for my first one. Realistically, I don't think I can justify the Hulking Mass either. The things that it helps me with are not the things I'm bad at. Okay, two ways to make something lower cost by 1. That's great. So I can give Intrinsic and Holdover to the Glow Up. Should it be Proliferate instead, though? No, because I can't guarantee that I have Propagate set up on all units on the floor, but I probably have Propagate set up on one of them. And we still lower the cost of Proliferate. 10 magic power. I literally don't have a spell that can take that. Celestial Alcove, what have you got for me? The Historian has set up his carriage near the rail. Inside open crates, you catch glints of various artifacts, scavenged from remnants of trains long past.
You possessed artifacts that I am yet to add to my collection. Could I take one? Of course, I will trade you for it.
Remove Inga's Beaker and gain 2 random artifacts, or take an artifact off of his hands. Historian's Razor. Friendly units get plus 10 damage, that is, but -1 for every non-boss artifact you own. I'd hate to deprive you of your ability to curate that mustache, friend. I kinda want 2 random artifacts, I think. Like, yeah, it's nice to mix the potions occasionally, but that's not like the big theme of my deck. That just happens to be a way to get spells cast. Sapsuckling Spring. Shroom units apply decay 1 to enemy units on summon. And also the Twisting Mycelium. On turn start, spawn 1 on each floor per 20 cards in your deck. That's actually sick. Every turn we'll be doing that on every floor and giving decay to all enemy units, which is a negative stack for the enemies that I can then propagate. You hand over an artifact and the Historian gives you 2 more.
Hazel used to be the one to collect these relics, but now that task falls upon me. Anyway, thank you.
You're very welcome, buddy. Now, does that change my mind on anything here? Considering the next area has a Merchant of Artifacts. Oh no, but it's got Empyrean Well on the left-hand side as well as Merchant of Steel. I think I have to avoid the trinkets next round. Oh, but thankfully I can get a trinkets after that. That's okay. Okay, good. I will save my money because I will. that's the long and short of it. I'm going to save my money because I'm going to save my money. Archeon's going to be reordering our squad for us, but thankfully you're just going to be reordering the Mycelium every turn. Get got, buddy. Now that happens on turn start, so it will happen at the start of the first turn. Obviously, this being the deployment phase is not a turn. Sick. Sick. That's also just a unit that I can propagate on the first turn if I really need to. Unfortunately, it's going to create problems in using the Overworked Assistant. Which actually, that's really annoying because the overworked assistant is very powerful. Yo, I might actually go for a size boss relic. I might actually go for capacity. If I can put both overworked assistants on the same floor behind Orochi, behind the prickly puffball, and then we're resummoning the fungi in the front line, well, realistically, prickly puffball doesn't want to be on that floor anymore. Because if I'm always summoning fungi to the front line, prickly puffball is seldom getting to trigger. Interesting. Yeah, so you move them to the back of the floor. Now, what happens next turn when I summon another one? Does it go back to the front? If it doesn't, I actually have a holdover spell that can move it back to the front, so we're fine. But what happens? Okay, so the troop is added to the stack, but the stack isn't moved. Good to know. Reanimate 1, Spike 6, Lifesteal 2. I mean, there we go. It spikes and it's now on the puffball. Great. Madman Infusion for Revenge. Sorry, for Regen rather. We'll also place that on the puffball. Then we'll glow up the shrooms back at the front of the line. I think I'm going to do my double proliferate on that line. I could do it on the bottom line here as well, get a second and third. Actually, 5, right? Propagate 2 on all units, so we'll have 5 stacks of reanimate here on the bottom line. Yeah, do it. My poor, poor fungi. The glove is back and better than ever. When you are reanimated, are you reanimated with unstable? Will you blow up the turn afterwards as well? Okay, I'm gonna make a Rageful potion. Ooh, Lifesteal as well. Why not? I was secretly hoping I wouldn't have to use that Lifesteal. That said, not like the Lifesteal was gonna come in particularly handy there. It's on a unit who is currently shielded from damage. In multiple different ways, including damage shield, the keyword. Hey! Okay, yeah, we can confirm on the bottom line. Came back with the 8 unstable stack, so at the end of every combat for the next 4 combats, you're just gonna blow up. Hell yeah, buddy. Sure. Single secret ingredient, why not? Give him some regen, and here at the front of the stack, buddy. There we go. I wonder if Archeon might end up having trouble with literally just my reanimating guy on the bottom line. Like, if I propagate you, could that actually become a problem? Getting 100 of their health down, that's pretty big. Incant's just more stacks of unstable, which means you'll explode for more damage, which is fine. Sure, I'll apply more unstable to the enemy. I'm intentionally choosing not to play the Hydrant Horror because I would really prefer not.
Okay.
As an endless card, when it dies, it would be put atop my deck, and I don't want to necessarily draw it next turn. It's very much a rare card that I looked at and I was like, rare cards are powerful, I'll see if I can use this. My god. You know what? Pseudoscience. There you go. Now you have some spikes as well. Yeah. Yeah, get him. If you survive my shrooms, you will definitely die to the decay. And if you survive the decay, you'll die to your own instability as a result. Sure, get sapped. I feel like single big enemies are going to be a problem. Single enemies with big health. Big problem. Oh dear. One Ember Electricity Chamber. It's a rune card. Friendly units gain spikes 8 on summon and reanimate. That means that the troops, the fun guy, will gain 8 spikes to its stack every time one of them is summoned. There's also Minds of Their Own. 3 Ember has a holdover on it already. Equipped friendly units attack immediately. And then Combustion Suit. 1 Ember, 10 health, 10 damage on this equipment. On strike, apply Unstable 5 to enemy units. I'm going to take the Electricity Chamber because it seems absurd. Ooh. Did you have to make him that large? There's a test subject Alpha back with the Quick and Sweet. There's also Hulking Mass back with, honestly, with Frenzy Stone on, has multi-strike now. That's certainly more appealing. And then the Spore Launcher, 2 Ember, 4 size. Now that's usually 3 size by default, but it's wearing a large stone at the moment. Rally, applied Decay 2 to enemy units. So Shroom units Decay 1 to enemy units on summon. And then on summon, this will be another 2. That's pretty good for like a Shroom line by itself. Like just Spore Launcher and then some other Shroom generator behind it. I actually really like that, like quite a lot. That said, oh, wait, hang on, no. I keep forgetting, Hulking Mass is not going to be at the front of my line because the fun guy are going to be at the front of my line, which means you reanimating and constantly having more armor is not necessarily going to be relevant. Units gain, what is it? It's on summon and on reanimate. Okay, so yes, you don't need to be the way that I gain spikes. I'm gonna take the Spore Launcher. I will be taking Heaven's Light, and I will be regretting it. We're heading over to the left side here. Despite my fierce protestations, I'm not going to be able to take that Merchant of Trinkets because I really need to look at an Empyrean Well. Mad Scientist 2. Upgrade the incant trigger to unstable 8 to all enemy units, or start the reanimator line. I haven't even watched the first one. On resolve, gain reanimate 1 and unstable 6. Oh, that's fun. Become one of the units that explodes. All I have to do is continue propagating on that line in order to keep your reanimation stacks up. And then eventually you'll gain a huge amount of spikes as well. Honestly, no. You're a backline unit, buddy. Stay down that Mad Scientist line, especially because I really want to see if Mad Scientist 3 increases by just another 4 unstable on incant, which would be honestly a little bit boring. It would make sense, obviously, like it follows the trend line, but I wonder if maybe we unlock an ability or something like that. Merchant of Steel. Okay, cool. Upgrading you with quick and 10 additional damage. I mean, realistically, that wants to go on something like the, where are you? The Hydra Armed Horror. However, I'm not going to be doing that because I don't even think I'm going to use that unit. Prickly Puffball. On revenge, apply Decay 5 to attacker. I would love you to have Titanite so that you take half damage. That seems good. You having 20 additional health, you know what? That also seems like a good thing to me. However, I do want to leave open the possibility that if I reroll, you could get dualism. Doubling your decay application. Well, is that important? I don't think that's necessarily important, actually. Reroll. Okay, there's dualism, as well as the ability to give reanimate 1 to a unit. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's really fun. Oh, is that too fun and now I have to do it? Uh-oh. Okay, so here's the thing. Dualism will duel the thing that they have on them? Oh god, I have to. If I give you reanimate and then I put dualism on you, you'll have reanimate 4 by base, which means you will stay there. And then on incant, you will gain unstable 8, which makes you very easy to explode. All I have to do is propagate you reasonably. Yeah, you are 100% the choice. And then gain regen 10. I kind of want to put that on Prickly Puffball. I can. Realistically, it's not actually going to do anything, but I can do it. Giving multi-strike 1 to a unit. I'll give you your regen 10. I don't think I'm going to give multi-strike 1 to a unit because I would only be giving it to units that don't need it. This Empyrean Well, unfortunately, is already dedicated to something. I need to dupe, where are you? Proliferate. That extra propagation just suddenly bursting onto the field is really, really powerful. If I could dupe it again, honestly, I probably will. I'll save the rest of my money for the merchant trinkets in the next area. Let's head into the battle, though. A penitent prayer stone is spawned on each floor. I don't care about that at all, because I don't really attack. It's not a thing I do. Orechi, get up there. I can't put Spawn Launcher on the top floor, otherwise I lock myself out of summoning the other things. Spawn Launcher will go on, honestly, probably the bottom floor. I just want the decays to trigger in time.
Oh, big boy, big boy.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Should I eager conscript this bottom line, I think? Decent amount of decay on those bad boys. Sure, I'll give you some regen as well so that when I glow you up, you propagate a couple more stacks. And realistically, I can let a unit die on that bottom line, that's fine. It's not even a unit, it's a troop. It's a cardless. Hardly even counts as a unit. Okay, there's our first proliferate. We gotta be ready for this. Pseudoscience, who do I drop you on? The only person who can't accidentally double the stack they already have. Oh, cool, lifesteal on Orochi. Neat. This bottom line. Just summon them. Simply summon them. I can't use the proliferate until I have my overworked assistance down. I'll entertain the idea, but I'm not going to actually do it. Now that the penitent brass zone is killed on the top floor, that's going to make everything much easier for us. Oh, as long as... Okay, yeah, the Decay 1 from the Mycelium summon is enough to kill the Collector in the back line. That's perfect. I need to do 50 more damage to the Fallen Execution here on the top line. Oh, okay. Unfortunately, I can't use Glow Up on the Overworked Assistant as much as I really want to. Secret ingredient first. Rage or Sap? I'm only going to be propagating on my units, so I'll take Rage. Sure, damage shield, why not? And then throw that on you. Perfect, we've got him exploding at the end of the turn. Oh, I could have maybe given you the damage shield. Should I do that? Should I go back to do that? Let's have a look at how this would have worked. I'm so glad I can rewind so that I can figure stuff out like this. Because, like, the system is, like, very, very intuitive, but it's also mechanically complex because the amount of different things that overlap and interact with one another. So being able to kind of, like, trial by fire, figure it out, rather than having to wait for the next available opportunity with a similar setup. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so we'll get the same results. Rage, grant damage shields. Then I throw that on you. I'll glow you up. And then all I have to do is propagate the fun guy back to the front line next turn, and this gives me the ability to get reanimate stacks started on the overworked. Do you come back with damage shield? Yes, you do. You keep all of your buff stacks when you reanimate. Oh, that's huge. Here's the electricity chamber for the top line. My next overworked assistant. You've only got reanimate 1, but next turn, I'm almost guaranteed to draw the proliferate. Yes, I don't care about that middle line being a problem at all, and this bottom line, all of the backline units take 9 damage, courtesy of all of the decay they get. So no one's able to give me any curses. There's the proliferate, we got it. Alright, we're good. I'll take regen and spikes. I'm going to pop those both on a unit that doesn't have either so that I can propagate as many sacks. So I'm propagating for 2, so I'm increasing each of these buffs by 2. Spikes, troop, regen, spikes, rage, damage shield, reanimate, regen, spikes, and reanimate. So let's do that. Proliferate all of them twice, and then I'll do that again. Okay. And then just a little bit more as well with that holdover. So yeah, Fallen Executioner, at the end of this turn, you will take 33 damage to your decay, and then you'll be below the threshold for 60, so you'll explode. And that's also ignoring the fact that I have 60, 19, 15, and 3 additional damage coming into you. And also, and this is the fun part, my overworked assistant's gonna explode this turn, dealing 112 damage to you. So we kill you 3 different ways. They descended everything to this bottom line. I wonder if I can win just by spawning new fun guy. Well, it certainly helped. We won't just be winning off the back of that, though.
Okay.
I suppose that's fine. Legitimately, I think the only card that really makes a difference to our win success chance at this point is if I can dupe Proliferate again. Legitimately. Alright, Blast Infusion. I'll start having a look at how this one mixes as well. Ooh, Frostbite 6. Frostbite is... Unit takes 1 damage at the end of the turn and decreases every turn. Okay, so it's like a standard poison kind of effect. And this is just increasing Frostbite or unstable. Cool. I'm gonna propagate your negative stacks. Get God. Oh, I didn't even see how many spikes my units had near the end there. I should have looked at that. Replicate Array. Oh. Wait. Okay, Replicate Array. Consume intrinsic. We have a copy of this in the deck and we literally don't use it at all. Weaponized Prosthetic. 1 Ember. Spell Chain. Remove equipment from a unit and apply 30 damage. Okay, so a lot of ways to mill out extra equipment. And then Organ Harvester. 1 Ember, 10 damage. On Slay, gain Reanimate 1. I mean, it's nice. Am I going to be using it? Almost at all? I kind of want to have it literally just so that I can give it to a unit so that then I can take it away from that unit with the Replicate Array and dupe the unit by doing so. I guess I do need an equipment to do that. Yay! Truffles, good to see you. Speaking of getting equipment, Truffles is here. First we'll look at Inhale though. Inhale, 0 Ember, courtesy of having 2 Ember removed from its cost. However, it also now has Consume. Deal 10 damage, and on Slay, spawn 2. That's actually a great spell for us. Wax Cap, 1 Ember, 1 size, multi-strike 1, on Summon, apply 3 sap to enemy units. And Truffles, 1 Ember, Eternal Stone, so it has, Immortal Stone, gains Endless, has the ability Fetch. Every 3 turns, can summon a random piece of equipment with Ephemeral to your hand and apply -1 to its cost. Of course, that would, if it's endless, I can play it in the front line. Take your weapon. You will die to the enemy, but it's fine because you're not dying. You're endless. You're immortal. You go back to the top of the deck, I play you again next turn, and I click you in order to get another piece of equipment. That's a way to get enough equipment to actually legitimately use the Hydra-Armed Horror. Thankfully, we are finally in a realm where I can afford to take the Merchant of Trinkets. Yay. That's actually huge. Artificial Pyre Stone. Oh, wow. On deployment phase, draw an equipment card from the deck, reduce its cost to 0. That means that I will guarantee my Organ Harvester in the opening hand, which means that I can guarantee either equip it to the Hydra-Armed Horror or Orochi if I want a W or something like that. I can just do that early. And then also units without upgrades cost -1. That's actually bad for me. It's just my stewards. The Pyre Stone, though, 3 additional Ember in the deployment phase gives me the ability to play my costly units. The Hydra Horror, the Spore Launcher. Now, this is all great. That said, I don't need to buy them yet, and I might get inspiration for something else, given one of these. Oh, wow. Only friendly unit on the floor, that's not going to happen. I literally went with capacity. Emote Tome, create an ephemeral copy of the first spell you play each turn. Yes, thank you. So when I play my Proliferate, it will create a Spell Chain Proliferate, as well as an ephemeral Consume Spell Chain Proliferate, which then creates a Spell Chain Proliferate. So I get 4 copies of Proliferate because of the Emote Tome. Huge. A once exquisite statue of a warrior angel defeating an imp has been defaced by the Titan of Savagery. Sinewy veins cover the statue, pulsing with strength and intensity. They seem to sense your presence, shifting as you approach, as if inviting you to touch the statue. You could take the Titan's power, but at what cost? So these are deployable, and I can have 3 extra Ember in my deployable hand, so these are actually really easy for me to avoid the downside of. I think Titan Skin is a yellow. Like, it's not a buff, it's like, I think it counts as a status effect rather than a buff. Similar to Dualism counts as a status effect, Multi-Strike counts as a status effect, so that it can't be increased by things like Propagate. Yeah, Titanite counts as it there. I'm pretty sure Titan Skin does as well, so I don't think I'm going to be able to propagate that to create a permanently defended character. Rage 5 on Revenge, permanently gain Rage. That's a pretty good way to give. The thing is, the unit is never going to be in front, right? Because the puffballs get summoned every turn, so whatever unit I do this to is never going to be the unit that's actually in front at the end of the turn. You give Savage Spirit to something, gain 2 additional damage for every missing health. Not many of our units are missing health for that long. Like, I really want to take something here. It just doesn't seem to make sense to take anything? You know what? I'm just gonna give this to the overworked assistant because you will, on Revenge, permanently gain Rage 2. And maybe I do move you to the front of the party on that top floor. Because if I just hit you with Holdover every turn, it will be hilariously good. I'm doing it. You reach towards the imp. As you do so, pieces of Savagery's corruption latch onto you, twisting deep inside. The heart of the helpless imp is imbued within you, and in exchange, the Titan's Scourge is now a part of your soul. Wouldn't have had enough to guarantee a... Yeah, Titan Skin is a yellow stack. There we go. Wouldn't have had enough to guarantee a reroll on a purchase of anything there, so I will just trundle onwards to my next battle. Hello, deployment phase. Let's get rid of the Savage Shackles so that I can actually play my units. So this bottom line is going to be a Spore Launcher. You need to have space for the units that get summoned by the by the Mycelium, as well as the dog, Truffles. Puffball and Orochi go on the top line, which means my mid line is Hydra Armed Horror, an Organ Harvester that you will immediately harvest for multi-strike, and a Shield Steward in front of you.
Okay.
That mid line's very weak, but I know that, and I don't actually intend for it to be strong. Oh, I have to play this every turn. Well, actually, hang on. Unpurgeable, deployable. Units in hand cost not +1. I have no units in hand. Nice try. Friendly units gain spiked 8 on summon and reanimate. Neat. Oh, I got an ephemeral copy. Oh, no. Oh, but I don't even have the guys in hand. You know what? I'm just going to get an ephemeral copy of Glow Up then. Yeah, that comes with 8 spikes because you got new troops. Okie dokie. $18 spikes. Oh boy. I'm very excited for when I finally draw my unstable experiments for that top line. Wait, I keep calling them the unstable experiments. It's overworked assistant, isn't it? Yeah, it's overworked assistant. Same thing, apparently, to me. Again, my first spell is going to be double duped, so let's give you as many stacks as I can. I'm a little tempted to just summon a Spear Steward here to let it die. Give some more decay triggers to the enemy. And if nothing else, it gets that card out of my deck. Emot's Tomb is so powerful. This is my 6th run. I've had it 3 times. It will fundamentally have transformed each run. There's Truffles. Oh, I'm so keen for this. Okay. Truffles. Hello! Hef's Hammer. Oh my god. Ephemeral. On Slay, gain 1 capacity to this floor. Yeah, Replicator Ray is still in my deck, so I should actually give this to one that I want to dupe. Do I want to dupe Orochi? Oh no, I want to dupe the Overworked Assistant. Of course I want to dupe the Overworked Assistant. Oh, that's gonna be so good. And then it's Emot's Tomb for that top line. So Proliferate gives me 2 more copies of the Proliferate. This is so mean. Just keep going. Just absolutely keep going. At the end of this turn, by the way, the Blackbound Guardian is going to take 45 damage to decay. And then if their health is below 46, they'll explode. And then they're also going to take another 80 damage to the Overworked Assistant. When they hit the Overworked Assistant, they're taking 13 in regen. And then they're going to take 69, 48, and 35 on top of that as well. You could silence half of my abilities and you would still die. Okay, so now, let's see. Does the same Truffles, when resummoned, reset its ability cooldown? I think it has to. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. Yep. Thanks for the equipment, buddy. Mind Gauge, Ephemeral, Resolve, reduce cooldown by 1. I don't think I need to reduce anyone's cooldown, so that's some extra multi-strike for you, buddy. We'll be duping our first spell, so let's do Glow Up.
Okay.
This assistant has had such an insane Glow Up. Truffles! Can I have another one of those weapons, please? Meat shields! On Ephemeral. Sorry, Ephemeral, Resolve to restore 10 health. Literally, Replicate Array is at the bottom of the deck, unfortunately. Obviously got to Glow Up. Okay. Finally, Replicate Array. Give me another copy of the Overworked Assistant. But actually, before that, though, I'm going to summon another one of you. Then... Wait, the Replicate Array is also going to dupe itself. So hang on. I'm going to Glow Up on you twice before I do that, then. Then Replicate you. Oh, that's so mean. So on this top line, is the enemy capable of persisting through 24 and 22 stacks of Reanimate? Oh my god, my Overworked Assistant in the backline now has no stacks of Reanimate. It's not coming back. Ooh, Bloodthirsty Blade. On Slay, it gains a thing that's not going to matter because it's not going to actually gain it. Alright, buddy. Come up to this next floor if you want an ass whooping. I can't wait until the run where the multi-armed titan, what's your name? Hydra-armed horror. I can't wait until that is actually like a key point of one of our runs. Because I see the potential there. It's just I absolutely can't exploit it in this run where everything else that I'm working on seems to have much greater potential. Money! Oh my god, Mixology! Sick. 1 Ember, because it's already had its cost reduced by 1, mixed twice. Neat. 0 Ember for the Horrify, which is intrinsic and applies Retreat and Dazed 1 to an enemy. And Acid Shower, 0 cost, Consume, apply Unstable 10, and deal 1 damage to all enemy units. Just take Mixology.
Oh gosh.
Waxcap's here, again, just with some additional damage. Mushy Room, apply Sap 3 to the enemy units in the end of combat. Fertile Ground, though. Consume, to spawn 1 and spawn 1 more for each card in your consume pile. Now, I believe I have a lot of those. Cards in my consume pile, cards in my consume pile. 1, 2. Oh, no, those purge. Those aren't consumed. 3-4. Okay, I don't have that many cards in my consume pile, but I can still make do. Empyrean Wells on the left-hand side. What would I want from a Merchant of Steel if I went to a Merchant of Steel and I wanted something from one? Lower size for the Spore Launcher. I'm gonna do it because duping the Propagate, actually, duping the Propagate or just duping the Overworked Assistant is huge. Ooh. I could get Dualism to the other one as well. That's kind of fun. It's kind of like duping the Overworked Assistant, but I don't have to. Giving Multi-Strike to a unit, honestly, it's just not really appealing to me here. I will take a reroll. There's the Reanimate I was hoping to find. Upgrade my Overworked Assistant again. Okay, so now that I have two of the Overworked Assistants with... I don't need the permanent rage gain. Like, sure, it's there, but I don't need that, technically. But now that I have you duped, I do think the next dupe has to be another Proliferate, because when this goes off, that floor does become pretty much unkillable. Both unkillable and also does insane damage, which is a great combination. Merchant of Steel, Empire Remains, nah. Okay, so I've got a Merchant of Arms in the next area I can easily go to, that's good. Merchant of Steel up against the Empyrean Well in the final section. I'm not going to go for that. I'll probably end up going Merchant of Magic in the final section. So good, we get a Merchant of Steel here, Merchant of Arms, Merchant of Magic. We get to kind of cover all of our bases before the end. I'll grant myself additional health, despite the fact that I don't really get it, because we were already on full health. Alrighty then. Feel like there's no reason for me to avoid laying these out in a standard array. I could dupe Orochi, but realistically, Orochi is not the most powerful unit that I have. It's actually the Overworked Assistant. They're so underlooked and overworked and underpaid and underappreciated. So my first spell is going to be duped, so I might as well get rid of that. Spawning bot on the bottom line. Good, you fully survived their damage as well as managed to take out the Nourishing Cherub. And then on this top line, I kind of want to use a secret ingredient to start out a new... But if I go Conscript and then glow up, I can keep the fungi alive, but is that important to me? No. Okay, so now we have our electricity chamber ready. I mean, glow up should probably be the spell, but if I duped Mixology, I could get a couple... I could get 4 more merges on the Madman Infusion. See how good they can get. Kind of do want to do that, to be honest. Yeah. I don't need to Blade the Savage Shackles either if I'm doing that, because I'm not playing any of my units. This bottom line is going to have one of the Nourishing Cherubs actually get eaten, which actually I can avoid if I use Glow Up on the bottom line at the end. Cool. Okay, we're good. Electricity Chamber first. Then double Mixology. give new stacks, thank you. Okay, so now I can just increase previous stacks. Got it. So it can't apply more than 3 keywords, it looks like. And then if I use glow up on the bottom line, we get to take him out. I get to continue holding on to the Madman Infusion, which I can apply to the first Overworked Assistant that I managed to draw, and then go from there. I wish I was drawing my Overworked Assistants faster. Yeah, especially because of situations like this. I can't do anything with Replicate Array, can't do anything with Proliferate. I could dupe this new Madman Infusion with the Emote Tome, but realistically, no. There we go. That'll have to do for the moment. Ooh. I really need a draw gem. I really do. Oh, anytime I don't have one, I feel it slack so sorely. Yeah, it's just gonna be double that glow up on the top line again. How about another secret ingredient just for a little bit more unstable on the enemy? There's Truffles. Both of my Overworked Assistants at the very bottom of the deck, by the way. There's Truffles, though. I'm glad that we can still get through without the Overworked Assistants, because it would be a nightmare. Obviously, we were entirely reliant on them there. Oh, Swift Soul Stagger. We can make someone quick. Or we can make them not quick. That'll work, too. Haven't used the Emote Tomb this turn. Is something I specifically do want to dupe? Yeah, not especially. I figured the endless copy of the Hydra would still keep its multi-strike, but it doesn't look like it is. Yeah. Significantly less powerful than I'd hoped you would be. The Emote Tome cannot create a new copy of a spell that is already purging, apparently. Okay, well that changes some things for us. Windblade. There you go, let's filter it down to the deck with you. Welcome back. Top line, best line. Oh, still haven't got my other assistant. Good lord. Please. I need a draw gem. Well, I can use my proliferate here at least, which is nice. Let's see if Truffles gives me anything relevant. Void Armament. It's pretty good. Gives multi-strike to units, just... Do I need multi-strike? If anything, I kind of want to give Void Armament to Shield Steward so that it'll get purged from the deck. Actually? Sick play. Yeah, so proliferate. Grow up. Proliferate. Proliferate. Proliferate one more time. Oh, that seems like that's going pretty well. So Void Armament has a downside for its multi-strike, which is when this if a unit dies while equipped with this, it is purged from the deck. So we can now look at my deck and note I only have one Shield Steward. The other one just got purged. So it's like a free removal. Well, it costs 3 mana in game, TBH, so it's not free. I'm gonna give the Swift Steel Dagger to the overworked assistant there. And that's simply courtesy of the fact that I would like to be able to dupe them. If I happen to draw my dupe card. Also, if I get 7 more cards in this deck, we'll be summoning a second Mycelium at the start of every turn on every floor. The fact that I'm summoning 1, honestly, is enough. I don't think I need to summon another one. Okay, so this one's fun. Fertile Ground to spawn 5 on the top floor, and then I'll just do it again. Stoic Plate Mail. Ephemeral. Silence the unit but give them 60 armor. Why not? Alright, Kale. Oh, you think you have spikes? You haven't seen anything yet, buddy. Oh, I have no stacks of Reanimate on my backline. Awkward. How am I gonna win? Minds of Their Own. Again, welcome back. That's equipped units attack immediately. I don't really do that, that's the thing. Spike of the Legion. Oh, this has had Consume removed from it. Spike of the Legion, Propagate 2x. I'm definitely taking that. Racking Pain. 0 Ember, because it's had 2 cost removed from it, as well as given Consume. Racking Pain, deal damage equal to 3 times the debuff stacks on this unit. Spike of the Legion, 100%. Limbo Solace, draw, 100%. Let's go. We've got our final... Dang. It just doubles the incant trigger again, but I will go Mad Scientist 3 here rather than brewing a small concoction. Check out the Merchant of Arms. Hall of Mirrors. Create a copy of friendly units on summon. God. A copy of friendly units on summon. So I could use that to make the bottom floor have 2 spore launchers. That's so cool. Upgrades an equipment or a room to be drawn in the deployment phase. The only one that actually needs to be drawn in the deployment phase now is the the Hall of Mirrors, if I want to do it correctly. Meat Shield, restore 10 health. Heavy Armed Horror, it's not part of this deck. Realistically, it's not part of this deck. It's there, it's technically on the field, but it's not. Join 2 equipment cards into 1. No. I think my answer to that one is a straight up solid no. I could re-roll to see if there's another piece of equipment that I really care about deeply. Really just want to get these overworked assistants in my opening hands. I don't feel like I have control over that here or elsewhere, outside of at least just getting more draw in the deck. You come across a mound of wings resting on a delicate cloud, barely holding the mound's weight. The wings look as if they've been clipped off as a punishment, some of which seem to be still in good shape, and some with which some work could take on a new owner. And with some could take on a new owner. And with some work could take on a new owner. Got it. As you approach, you catch a glimmer of something shining deep within the pile, but digging through it could risk the collapse of the entire mound. Do you take a pair of wings or search the pile? I kind of want to give it a chance to collapse. Like, I could give flight to the overworked assistant, it just wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't do or mean anything. Now we have a single large wing. You get Arcus's wing. I know I can dig further, but realistically, I should just take this for the fact that it's a good stat increase to a unit. Give it to the overworked assistant. The overworked assistant finds it much harder to die if I give that to you. I do want them to die. I don't really need them to have damage. I don't really need them to be able to move. That said, Spore Launcher. Let's give it to you. You take the large wing and leave the pile alone. I already pushed my luck on that one before, and I pushed it all the way to the end of the event. Which gives you an attack where you can fly, and then when you land, also deal your damage to the front enemy unit. I think I will hold on to my money here, so that in the next area I can go Merchant of Trinkets and Merchant of Magic and just blow out the money. Especially because I don't know if I'm going to be able to take the 400 challenge here. Let's start a battle enemies. Okay, never mind, I can take that one. It's actually quite simple. So, Ball of Mirrors, Spore Launcher on the bottom line, dupes itself. And then we get Orochi and the Puffball there. I could give Organ Harvester to one of these, giving me the ability to dupe them when they get summoned. That's a lot of decay I can just apply to enemy units. It's pretty sick. It's better than duping most of the other available units, sure. Right, they both have abilities. I forgot about that again. All of these enemies literally just died because of the Twisting Mycelium and Sap-Sucking Spring. I feel like the Historian gifted me, like, a perfect AoE package. Very kind of him. I'm not going to be touching Proliferate, but I will use the other ingredients I have in hand. Let's start with a Glow Up. Then I can move into some Pseudoscience. Oh, Lifesteal for the fungi. Let's also give you Regen. And Spikes. Regen and Spikes. I can spawn one. I can propagate you again. The frontline unit is going to die though, so I might as well focus on my Prickly Popple a little bit. Actually, Prickly Popple, if I move you to the front, you only take 6 damage from each of those stacks. That's 24 total. You're actually quite healthy here. There you go. That's what you're looking for. 10 decay. They took 30 damage a turn, and that's just from the start of the fight happening. Nothing else. Reanimate 4 on the overworked assistant. I do need to give you stacks of something before I really care about hitting you with the glow up constantly. There you go, buddy. Go Goliath mode. Oh god, that collector on the middle. Wait,
Okay.
is the collector on the middle line dead? No, it survived so far. Oh no. I want that 100 gold. That's gonna be really difficult for me to get, unfortunately. I can think of a couple ways I could get it. I think I have to use my glow up irresponsibly. So let's propagate this top line, or sorry, proliferate this top line, proliferate this top line, proliferate this top line. Might proliferate this top line as well. I'll move you to the front of the party so that you get struck by the spear steward so that I actually get to take you out. Spike and steward, propagate 4 on a single target. Honestly, just doing that for 4 more reanimate and damage shield and lifesteal on this overworked assistance, worth it. I mean, if I'm gonna be duping a spell, I might as well dupe a good one. Oh, there was no one on that middle floor! No! I could have avoided taking damage this entire run! Dang. Oh, hang on. There's our replicate array, finally. Overworked assistant in the very, well, actually, you should be in the very front line, right? And then... Oh god, there's another replicate array. Wait. So, Truffle's on this line. Summon me a spell. Equalizing ring. Unit's damage is equal to its health. It's pretty good with you in the back line. Takes a lot of damage off of these overworked assistants, but I could use Replicate Array to dupe the overworked assistant twice, which really does feel like the right thing to be doing. I should dupe the one that's got the most stacks. Okay, so... now it's time to proliferate a fair few stacks, just a couple. So every time a troop is summoned here, it gives 1 decay to all enemies, and then another 2, and then another 2, and then another 2, for a total of 7. And then a copy of that friendly unit is also summoned for another 7. Right? Yeah, for another 7. So 14 total decay to the enemy, which means that they take 42 damage at the end of the turn for having the audacity to have spawned. Let's get Truffles down first. This is just so that there's always going to be a unit on this floor at the end of the turn, so that I don't have to worry. Fertile Ground, but I haven't used Emot Tombs, so we'll use that first. Then Fertile Ground. I can try and fly all of these units up here. Unfortunately, they can only fly to a space that actually has free capacity on the floor, so they wouldn't be able to really do too much with it. Let's throw Mixology down a couple of times, I guess. More melee weakness. Oh, rooted. They can't move. Not really going to change anything, mine, but it can be done. So why not? Hey, lava armor. Sure. Give some biogel to your attackers, friend. I'm just going to wait up here on the top floor for them. I'm so powerful that I literally forgot this isn't my final battle. How dare you? Because the terrifying amalgams survived, it actually is kind of annoying here. Let's get the Emot Tomb out, then I'm going to move you forward so that you are open to more damage. Get consumes going on down there. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to take out the terrifying amalgam, so I'm going to be taking 5 more damage to the pyre. How dare you? How dare you? Now, show me as slowly as you possibly can exactly how this floor resolves. How does it work if I dupe the fun guy? Oh, it literally summons one more of them. I thought it would dupe the whole stack of them. Oh, that's kind of sad. I've got to continue playing these because there might be something that's like, oh, if you do this many incant triggers, unlock this, you know? So despite the fact that it won't make a difference in the run, I'm compelled to cast as many spells and incant triggers as possible. I should probably have a look over the unlock conditions for things so that I can actually start meaningfully aiming towards them. There's another replicator ray if I need it. Surgical Strike. 1 Ember has Spell Chain and Piercing. Deal 4 damage. On Slay, add a copy of this card with Ephemeral to your hand. Interesting. I mean, that's a way to kill my own units if I really want to. I don't really want to, though. Organ Harvester, Replicator Ray, I don't need those. Give me money. Grow Room, all units propagate 1 at the end of the turn. I mean, it's nice. The spikes aren't necessary. They really aren't. Oh, Spell Chain on Spike of the Legion. I'll take it. The Grow Room's just 100% not essential, I gotta tell you. Heading out to the left here, I have the ability to upgrade the card I just took. Ooh, Spell Chain on Pseudoscience? Not bad. I mean, it's not good. Not bad, though. Spell chain on Mixology. Meh. Meh. Spell chain on Fertile Ground. Meh. Before I look at any of those, I should probably go peek my head in at the merchant. Verdant Cycle. First time each turn a consume card is played. Draw one. Great. Equipping a friendly unit resource into full health. Don't care. Spotted Spore. Fun guy. Gains 2 additional damage per troop stack. Cool. Shroom units gain regen 1 on harvest. Yes, thank you. When you play 3 different kinds of cards in a turn, draw 1, gain 1 energy. I will do that I will do that a couple of times as I'm setting up the fights. Then I will stop doing it forever, basically. Unstable Portal. This is 100% 2 Spear Stewards get out of the deck. They are cards that do not get to get used at all. Imagine Magic giving Spell Chain to something. Giving Spell Chain a -1 cost to something like Secret Ingredient is just a lot of incant triggers if I really want them. But it also kind of wastes my time a little bit. I'm not going to get up to enough cards. You know, there's another play. There's another play on offer here, and it's remove as many cards as I can afford. I'm feeling very partial to that play. So I'm just going to take things that reduce costs or give us increased impact, like Spiked Legion. Casting for 0 but still doing 1 is quite nice. Not especially important though. And it's got consume removal, so I'll do it to the other one. Yeah, there we go. -2 cost and gain consume. I can give that now to the Spike of the Legion here, which can't get consume. -1 cost and intrinsic. Set up Mixology. Holdover really slows down my draw is the downside of it. So now we want to remove cards from the deck. I mean, realistically, Eager Conscript is one of the easiest cards to remove from this deck. It's just a single incant trigger. It gives me a shroom, but like I can grow my own, thank you. I don't need yours. On the bottom floor with the Hall of Mirrors, it can occasionally be useful though, so maybe I start removing a couple of the other secret ingredients now. Great! And by having thinned down the deck, I will be much more consistent in drawing my... Well, obviously I could just, get screwed by luck, still. But I've made it more likely that I'm going to be able to draw my overworked assistants early enough to really exploit the hell out of them. I'm hoping to kill Seraph before the fighting phase.
Big Spore.
There's deployment. The entire bottom line, save the 0 damage attacker, just die immediately. Nothing they can do about that. Electricity Chamber, you are for our top line. Savage Shackles is in here, but I don't have to worry about it because I'm literally not using it. I'm going to double cast my Mixology here. I'll use it for positive stacks on my own units, I think, to start with. Thank you. I could use that to keep this fun guy alive. Does that matter to me? Especially considering summoning additional fungi on this bottom line. Well, I guess it does defend me against some damage. No, but the incant triggers want to be on the top line.
Okay.
There you go. Just give a solid amount of stacks to that fun guy so that if I ever have to propagate, I have a really good target for it. Thankfully, this enemy is going to be giving me a Scourge every single turn, so I'll be able to play that as one of my 3 types of cards, and it's also a 0-cost Scourge, so I don't even care about it. Doesn't cost me anything. Well, as long as I draw it and get to play it. What's Assistants? We've got one of them. It's not the one that I want, but we have one of them. That's fine. Spike of the Legion. Oh, that's applying 10. Oh my god. And Replicate Array for the Spore Launcher as well. First things first, Overworked Assistant absolutely needs to be summoned. I really want to hit it with the Spike of the Legion, which would just give me another Spike of the Legion in hand again. But if I start with the Spike of the Legion, I'm not going to be able to play the Replicate Array afterwards. But if I play Replicate Array, I won't be able to dupe anything else. Okay, so maybe I should just dupe something else to start with here. Like, literally, like, throw Glow Up on the Overworked Assistant. Yeah. And there's my Emote Tomb copy version of it. Then I'll give you Pseudoscience. Oh, you've got Lifesteal now. Cool. Replicate Array on the bottom line. There we go. You're all now decayed enough to die. Then Shrooms back in the front. And more Regenerate for you, buddy. Reanimate. I keep using Magic the Gathering terms instead. It's Reanimate, not Regenerate. It's Proliferate, not Propagate. I'll eventually the correct terms will stick, but in the interim, please, be patient with me, I'm trying. There's just so many keywords in so many games. And they're all, like, kind of similar to one another so that you can kind of get them. Ugh. I understand why it is a thing, but why couldn't every game just call the same thing Exhaust, you know? Come on. Doesn't have to be called Consume or Devour. What about Exhaust? Huh? Rufus? Oh, nice little wind blade to pop on someone. Feel like that goes on the assistant. Perfect. Emote Tomb, our 0-cost. Back to the bottom floor. Spawning Pod, thank you. Yes, it's time for more rally triggers. Yes, even more rally triggers. Thank you. I'll see what Enfeebling Solution can end up generating as well. Stop killing my big mushroom men! Thankfully, they all have 21 regen because of all of the shrooms, or all of the harvests that have happened on this floor. Oh no, I've only got spell type cards and Scourge type cards. Everyone's absolutely sapped to hell. And no, my overworked assistant!
No, I wanted you.
Oh well. Ooh, Spike and Legion. This one comes with Propagate. Okay, so I'll be able to cast this a couple times. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, that enemy has incant, so it's powered up all of its units. Spike and Legion's not going to help me too much there, unfortunately, I don't think. Fine, I will do the Proliferate. I know I could do that turn in a different order as well, but realistically, it is not going to matter. I have a unit and a spell and a Scourge in the next hand, so we will be able to finally use the Versatile Ember Staff. Woo! Summon a unit. Perfect. Truffles, give me equipment. Oh, on strike, apply Valor 2 to friendly units. Oh, giant Spike Legion. Yeah, I mean that's basically this. Well, actually, it's more Propagate than duping the glow up here. So we'll Propagate 10 additional Reanimate on our overworked assistant, and then another 4, and then another 2. No one's allowed to kill you without my say-so. I really don't need to blade the Savage Shackles or anything like that. I'm just going to glow up on the top line a couple times, knowing that that's not the card I'm going to be duping, and then I'll go to the bottom line and just summon a bunch of shrooms. Ooh, Proliferate just came up. Am I willing to cycle my deck 2 more times? No, because I don't have time for that. So I'm giving up on 2 copies of the board-wide Proliferate by not saving it for a later turn to Emot Tomb it. This regen from Harvest on Shroom units with the Spore launchers has been insane. Replicate Array. So I could dupe the fun guy, which actually I remember, doesn't do anything good. That's bad. Don't do that. I want to cast as many spells as I possibly can this turn too. Right. So, Mixology. Stables, Frostbite, another copy of Mixology. So what else I can give it? Oh, just straight up deal 4 damage. That one's not going to be increased or decreased, unfortunately, so. Get another overworked assistant. Grant your units silence. That's fine. 1 single conscript on the bottom line is going to be enough to take you out. Just courtesy of the decay that happens from summoning a shroom, even without the abilities of the Spore launchers. Oops. Obviously not actually the order I was intending to do that in retrospect, but it's okay. So we're not going to be killing Seraph before they land, unfortunately. Oh, maybe this bottom line will just be healthy enough to delay the fight long enough for Seraph to die. Yeah, no, it does look like that's going to be the case. Wow. I shouldn't incant on the bottom floor, because if I do so, I'm actually going to take the kill away. Even the entropy doesn't stop it. I mean, I've got to proliferate. Even if it doesn't do anything here on the top line anymore. Even if we're far beyond that. Just the amount of stack efficiency. Oh my god. Alright, how much permanent rage do you have, buddy? Where are you? 60 rage. Which is 2 damage each. So you're just a very powerful unit that also happens to do 168 damage to all enemies every turn and have 100 shields. Will reanimate 13 times. Oh, you also have Valor. When the hell did that happen? Oh, right, of course, the Everlasting Light. Well, I think this run went pretty okay. Yeah, they're taking 300 damage to decay every round, so...
It's time for us to head to the Great Abyss.
I think I will check on unlock conditions that I haven't met here, because it doesn't look like we unlocked anything new.
Lazarus League leveled up.
Brain transfer. 2 Ember spell. Sacrifice the unit, which... Kill a friendly unit to play this card. Yeah, it's exactly what I thought it would. Transfer damage and all buff and debuff effects to front friendly unit. Neat. Catalyzing agent. At end of turn, unstable increases by 5. That doesn't say on enemies. That says just in general. There's also It's Alive! 1 Ember, one Ember spell that advances, applies lifesteal 1 and 10 additional damage to the unit, as well as contingency plans. Monstrosities enter with spike 7. The Underlegion levels up to level 4 and gets the Moral Mistress, 1 Ember, 2 size Shroom unit. On Etch, triggers when a unit is consumed on this floor. Cool. Apply Decay 8 to enemy units. Oh, I want the Underlegion to win it with 1 more level! We've also unlocked Covenant rank 5, which adds 2 Vengeful Shards to the start deck. Ooh. I can purge those, right? Right? And also unlocked the Hall of Experiments. Are you kidding me? Bogworm's growth there. Inflict debuff effects. I guess maybe I didn't inflict that many debuff effects. We gilded the Hydra Arm Horror despite not using them, as well as the Hall of Mirror, Roguelike, and 11 more cards. I think I'm going to cycle around to the new champions for Banished and Pyreborn and use those to level up Lunar Coven and Underlegion as well as Lazarus League to get their second champions unlocked as well. You've unlocked your first train cosmetic. You can customize your train here in the train depot. Oh, and there's also the barracks over there. Okay, so that'll be another event. I'm not going to customize the train. Let's have a look at the event.
Oh god, what's your voice gonna be?
There was a plague doctor on the first one, which I think I'm going to take that voice and give it to this character instead. The rank.
Yeah, It's time for your vitamins. Open up. Ugh. Frank, this is not how I raised you.
Master, Frank has run off.
I know that already, you idiot. What are you doing standing there? Go after him. Yes, Master. At once, Master. Well, that was the last chore for the day. Now I finally have some me time. No. Now who's a good little Hydra? Nice scare. You want to play, don't you? I'm sorry, but I do not have time today. Why don't you go play with Hugo? He should be playing with Frank nearby. Anyone else want to interrupt me? No? Finally, some peace and quiet. I seriously need a vacation.
I'm sorry. You cannot sleep with the dead, as I will keep you reanimated for all time, Dr. Orechi. Until the next time, I'm gonna tell you my name's Rhapsody. Name of the game? Better believe that it's been Monster Train 2. Top left is a series playlist for all my content of the Game Pass, present and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming past and the names of the people who generously supporting their public on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. At our both the thank day and a special thanks to this episode to Kamaru. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves and hopefully we'll see you all next time.